Hello, everyone. My name is Phawx. It has now been 1 year since Valve first emailed me about the Steam Deck, and it has been an outrageous year so far. In my wildest dreams, I don't think I would have anticipated it to go as well as I did. The amount of community support, people helping other people get the best out of their Steam Deck, the new faces that I've seen pop up, the general mainstream enthusiasm that they're like, oh, handheld PC gaming is awesome. Who'd have thunk? And it's just me in the background for years just screaming at it. And I was like, yeah, there's dozens of us. So there's been a lot of validation from that side, just seeing the first year. And I have a few more comments about that later on in this video, but it's been super awesome to see. I will still have a video later on that'll be talking about my 1 year anniversary with the Steam Deck itself, kind of taking a look at where it was and where it is today. There's been an unreal amount of work that has been happening on SteamOS, just making Steam Deck better and better. And there's been a ton of community support of people just getting together. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about there, and that'll be for another video. For this particular video, I wanted to talk about the email that Valve sent me, just because from my point of view, it was a little bit funny. So there's a story there. So story time. It's the first week of January, and it's around 3:20 p.m. my time. I'm at work, I'm busy at work, and I see this email come in, and I look at it, and the subject line just says Steam Deck. Now, my initial assumption when I saw this email is someone is asking me a question about this email. It's not unusual for people to just hit me up on my email, Discord DMs, tweet at me. There's a lot of people that just have questions about stuff, and they're passionate. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take the time to answer them, but I was busy at work, so I was like, I'll get back to this email later. So I go back to work, and 30 minutes later, I finish up, and I was like, I have a pocket of time. Let me go ahead and answer this person. So I look at the email, and immediately it's like a cold sweat that hits me. I'm like, oh no. So my first impression of the email is that someone is pranking me. It's like legitimately I'm like, okay, this can't be real. So I just dump out the email in raw form and just start analyzing it, right? Like SPF records, DKIM records, just validating that the email came from where it should have come from. And it does. Like, oh, crap. So let me read this email again. So I'm reading the email, and it's, it's very exciting news. Valve is telling me they are sending the Steam Deck to 3 outlets in a preview round, and I am one of those outlets that will be included in that preview round. So I'm sweating bullets, right? I just stop what I'm doing, hit reply, bang out a one-liner real quick, yes, please, super interested, yes, very excited, more. And I, send it out because I'm already 30 minutes late to this. And in my head, I'm like, oh, great, I totally messed up. This is going to work out. They're going to select someone else to, in my head, it's just there's got to be more than 3. They're just hedging their bets and just they're contacting 6 people, but only selecting 3. And the people that emailed first are definitely going to get it because they're interested. So I email, and it's like, okay, well, that's done. Sweating bullets. I keep on reading the email over and over. The only thing that I realize is that the only thing that was revealed to me at this point in time was that there were going to be 3 outlets. They did not name those outlets. I had suspicions. In my mind, I thought it was going to be Linus Tech Tips, Gamers Nexus, and Digital Foundry. Those were the 3. But since they only had 3, and I was one of them, I didn't know which one the 2 were. I thought for sure one was definitely Linus Tech Tips, and then it was just a toss-up between Gamers Nexus and Digital Foundry. So I didn't know who it was going to be exactly. So I'm, just kind of sweating bullets the entire day because I don't get a reply back. So I wait a day because I don't want to seem like an insane person. So I follow up the next day, and I'm like, yeah, just following up, super interested, don't want to seem crazy. That's it. I get an email back a short time later, and they're like, yeah, no worries. We're super happy that you're excited. We'll fill you up. We'll give you more information in a little bit of time. You have to understand that at this moment, I am just hyped. I am amped up at this news because it's a culmination of everything that I've been doing on my channel up to this point. And then, the fear starts setting in, oh no, I am included. I wasn't worried about the technical aspects of it. I know that I can go into a great amount of detail on this device. My worry was that I'm going to be competing against other outlets that are just going to crush me in production value. I'm like, oh no, there's no way I can do that. I'm a one man band. I can't match that. So that's when the fear started coming in. But I thought I would share a few things with you guys since we're here. Included in the package when I first got my Steam Deck, they sent the recovery disc just in case something happened. So that's what that looks like. It's just little Samsung. The other thing that I want to show you guys was just the case. So just so you can see in here, they kind of labeled the cases as well. So that's what that looks like. That's just a little bit of information, just for I think would be pretty okay to share, just for history reasons of what it looked like to get the preview units. I will talk more about that as well. But then about the third week of January is when I actually got the preview units of the Steam Deck. The initial time that the Steam Deck review was supposed to go out was at the end of January, but then that got pushed back, and then we were only allowed to tease that we had the Steam Deck, but not have it powered on. So that was the first video that I actually put out about the Steam Deck. So I think January 31st is the first video that I had, whereas I have a Steam Deck. So that's the story. I mean, it may not be that big of a deal, but I was genuinely sweating bullets when it happened, and it just felt like absolute eternity to have Valve reply. And you don't want to seem like a nut bar and like constantly following up. It's like, I'm play this cool. Yeah, it's been super awesome this entire year. If we look at the previous year, it is, if you wanted to know when the golden age of anything was, this is the golden age of handhelds. It's happening right now. It is the best time to get into it. The Steam Deck is obviously the biggest thing in the room. It is outselling all of its competitors by orders of magnitude. It's like it's on a whole other level. I'm excited to see where SteamOS goes itself. But that's it for this particular story time. Hopefully that was a little bit enjoyable and kind of paints a picture of where my mind was early last year. I'll still have more videos coming out, and again, there will be a 1-year anniversary on the Steam Deck itself, which I'll kind of touch base on all the things that I liked and saw as it has progressed. It's been super awesome. That's it for me. Hope this was enjoyable. As always, guys, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.